So, so Mahesh has given me a big challenge there. So I'm supposed to reduce to 5 minutes, something like that, and represent 22 countries all at once. So tell you what, let's forget the slides, because that's not going to work, is it? So won't do slides. So first of all, this is extraordinary, right? So I remember the first few European Lunar Symposiums, and they were fantastic, but this is huge. Good luck with the timekeeping. That's going to be hard. And I think it represents, doesn't it, what's happened on the moon, around the moon in the last few years. We've gone from something which was, I think, at the fringes of exploration to being something which is growing and is huge. I think what we're going to see in the next few years is going to blow people away. If people aren't already aware of what's happening around the moon, they will be very, very soon. And so the same things, I think, has been reflected in the work that we've been doing in ESA in the last few years. So we are now developing our first payloads to go to the lunar surface. Those payloads are looking for making measurements of the lunar environment. We want to understand the environment at the places we go. We want to understand the effects of those environments on technology, on people, on the biology on which we depend. We want to understand the origins of life. We want to understand where life is in the solar system and the context for that life there. We can learn a lot about that on the moon. We want to understand the possibilities that the resources of space might offer for us in the future. So to understand what those resources are, where they are, and how we might use them in the future. And we want to open up the destination of the moon and other places that we're going to go in the solar system for research and human activity and for science in the future. Now, we're going to do that through partnership initially. We're working with many international partners, with the United States, with Japan, with China, with others. We're developing new partnerships. We also have an ambition to go from where we are today in Europe, where we have a dependency on others for our space exploration programs, to a situation where we have more and more independence or non-dependence, where we're able to collaborate with international partners, but to do so from a different position where we have our own independent capabilities. And this is the direction of travel that we're trying to bring to realization. So at the moment, our program for lunar exploration includes contributions to the Gateway. So the Gateway is an orbiting outpost, which is being built by an international consortium of the United States, Europe, Japan, and Canada. The first modules for that are going to be launched in the very few years. We have the first scientific instruments for those modules are going now as well, being prepared. We have our payloads going to the lunar surface on international partner missions. And I'm sure you're going to hear a lot about some of those during the next few days. And we have just started now the development of what we call Argonaut, which is the first European lander, be a cargo logistics lander, able to take more than 1.5 tons to the lunar surface. And the first few missions of Argonaut are going to be there to support the Artemis crewed missions. And we're discussing with NASA at the moment about how that might come together. And so the opportunities for science in the coming years are going to be on contributions to partner-led missions. They're going to be contributions to the Argonaut lander, so having payload allocations for Europe on the Argonaut lander, alongside cargo, which we provide for the Artemis missions. And we're looking to build a partnership where we have European activities taking place as part of the first Artemis crewed missions to the lunar surface too. So this is the scope of what we're going to do. Now, I wanted to say, I know a lot of you have been involved in the last years in supporting us through scientific topical teams, through mission studies, through payload studies, through providing consultation to us in a lot of different areas. And I know a lot of people have done a lot of work. This is enormously important work and we're grateful for it. Now, what I can say is that a lot of those things, I don't have time to go through all of them because I've only got like 2 minutes, but all of that work was within a certain context of what we expected the program to be. I can tell you that the outcomes of all of that are being used. So when we talked about a biology laboratory on the moon, the work we've done there, the work that you have done there with us has put us in an extremely strong position to prepare what I'm confident will be a biology laboratory on the moon that's going to come. And we are now in a really strong position to prepare that, and we are working on that. There's been work done on a far-side lunar radio observatory. We know now, I think better than anyone else in the world, what it means to build a far-side lunar radio observatory. And that information, that technical and scientific basis that we've built, It gives us a really strong position for the preparations that are going to come within ESA, working with international partners and preparing things in an international context. And we are working on that now. Likewise, for all the other areas we worked on to with geology, geophysics, resources exploration, all of those things are now feeding into the program and in the international discussions that we're happening. I don't have time to talk about all of that now, and some of it I can't tell you, but really appreciate all your work. And you can come and talk to me at any point during the week, and I'll tell you everything I can about where we are and what's happening next. I don't have much time now. But what I just want to leave you with just the idea that I think that we are in an extremely exciting time. Our program within ESA has increased in scale dramatically over the last years. That's very exciting, and we are extremely grateful and happy working with our member states and the support that they've given us to grow that program so that we can work for them to deliver this program for them and ultimately for you. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to speaking to you, all of you, at some point over the course of the next few days, and have a fantastic Lunar Symposium. Thank you.